Erica is essentially an interactive novel like one of the Telltale games, except with even less interaction, because you don't really get to control your character's movements particularly often, or combine items in your inventory, or solve puzzles per se. You pretty much just kind of wander around and occasionally you touch the touchpad to do things. The story itself is fine, although kind of predictable after a certain point because you can kind of guess where everything's going to go. I mean, I kind of got the best ending on my first run through because I knew who not to trust, because some of that stuff is just telegraphed in big flashing letters. My primary problems with Erica are the fact that the actual story doesn't change much from playthrough to playthrough. I've done 2 full runs with different playstyles in each, trying to be a different character in each, and until like maybe the last 2 minutes or so, not really much changed. There was one character who died in a different position of the story, but still died at the same place they would die otherwise. And otherwise, things pretty much happened in the same sort of order and with roughly the same results. Which is disappointing for a game that builds itself about, the very opening to the story is the fact that there's multiple paths and you can't get all of the answers from just one. But honestly, I kind of got all the answers I wanted to from the first playthrough, and the second playthrough didn't really enlighten me in any way. Like, I can't think of anything that I learned in the second playthrough that would have adjusted my view of the story as a whole. And really, that's the thing about this game. It's only a tenner, which is a good price for such a thing, and I can't really expect too much from a game like this for a tenner. Like, stuff like Detroit Become Human has a lot more reactivity and choices. It's also a game that came out at $60, €60, and that's something where, there's a lot more money put into it and a lot higher budget. It's unreasonable to expect that sort of level of reactivity, but that's kind of the gimmick of these games, is feeling like you're making a choice or making a difference by your act of playing it. And this doesn't have that. Like, you could easily watch the videos that I put up, or I'm sure that 600 more popular YouTubers have uploaded video streams of them playing through the game already, possibly with hilarious face cameras in the bottom corners, going all the way through. But it's just not worth playing, is the thing. Like, from looking over the trophy list, I only got 25% of the trophies so far. There's a lot of trophies that you could only really do by doing a run specifically to get them, kind of things, like hanging out with particular characters at particular times, and having to go through an hour and a half playtime each time to be able to see slightly different variations of scenes or earn trophies. It just doesn't do it for me. So Erica is something I'd recommend watching if you're interested in the story. There's enough of a story there to be gripping on the first go around, and I did enjoy the first playthrough. Like, I was invested in the story and the characters. It's just that after that, the illusion is immediately shattered of kind of choice and free will throughout, and there's no replay value to it whatsoever. Not unless you're the kind of person who goes through every single page of a choose your own novel book in order to see exactly what could happen at every possible moment. In which case, hey, for a tenner, you'll have a good time. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think it's worth watching, but not worth playing, because you won't get much out of it that you won't get by just watching someone else play.